I'm getting concerned that the DSA is too naive in claiming the left. And I'm not some sort of establishment hack. I've been supporting all your people. But you guys are actually making it difficult to distance ourselves from communism. I recently signed up for local DSA updates because I like most of their candidates and I do believe in organizing with groups on the left. I'm not a socialist, so I didn't expect to agree with everything, but now I'm worried. First of all, they apparently call each other comrade. The first email I got said, "Welcome, comrade." I know you guys probably think you're being cute, but now is not the time for cute. The full weight of the federal government is about to come down on the left. And I'm not even that big on message discipline. I'm more for authenticity, but this is just way too much. And then I went to their party platform to see what MAGA was freaking out about. And they do state things like abolishing all prisons. Now, they only talk about them as ultimate distant endgames, but that's honestly what alarms me the most for two reasons. Whenever people on the left start thinking that some sort of utopia is achievable, my ex-evangelical antennas go up. These groups often have the smell of religion, and it's why I fail to get too close to most. Second, because that kind of is what communism is. The belief that a utopian, anarchical endgame is possible is what makes someone a communist. I happen to believe that the reason that communism has always fallen to authoritarianism is because it has a natural tendency towards centralized power. And of course, power corrupts. If you agree with me and you're in the DSA, then you really shouldn't have this kind of thing on your platform. The platform is supposed to be the endgame. It gets pretty hard to argue that the right is throwing around the word communism when you are actually communists. Now, I know a lot of you out there have soaked in these sort of popular political science, social media talking points, but they're not always very accurate. It makes people feel smart, and this is what I talk about when I talk about the arrogance on the left, but it's not nearly deep enough. And the best example of that is all this talk about late-stage capitalism. I know it sounds good, but that is actually a communist way of thinking because they believe things just naturally go from capitalism to late-stage capitalism to socialism to communism. There's that utopia I was talking about. I believe that systems can stand on their own if they're effective. I think that generally socialism for needs and regulated capitalism, heavily regulated capitalism for wants, is a system that could work pretty well. And if it does, there's no push to go further. You guys are supposed to be socialists, so just be socialists. And if you're not even that, and it honestly sounds like most of you are closer to me, then stop calling yourselves that. It's just confusing. What defines the anti-establishment left in my book is one, just simply being an egalitarian, and two, being opposed to any form of corruption, and that includes corporate and foreign campaign contributions. I think we're all pretty much in the same boat on universal health care. We want ICE abolished and the blue and white country defunded. No more wars, and fight corruption and brutality and law enforcement all over the country. Now, maybe it's just that most of you in the DSA are simply too young or not well versed enough in politics or history to know what's coming. The honeymoon won't last forever, but we still need you on our team. You think you're leading the team, but that's not what we need right now. That's not where we're at. So I'm asking you all nicely, please rethink your approach.